All right, let's look at some E-mini futures, S&P E-mini futures examples. The same concept, doesn't really matter if we're trading a day chart or a 5-minute bar chart. Here's a 5-minute chart in the E-mini. As you can see, all Donchians are headed in the same stair-step upward progression, so we're only going to look to go long. We wait for price to sell off, touch the midline. This is now a setup bar. We can go long if we trade one tick above here, which we never did. So now this is our setup bar. We trade one tick above here. We entered at 1081. And price resumes its upward trend. We exit at 1085.50, 4.5 points in about a half hour or so. Looking at the downside on a 15-minute chart now, intraday basis of the E-mini, we have all three lines headed in a stair-step direction lower, so we can go short. We wait price to rally. At a minimum, it must touch the midline, so we can go short if we trade one tick below here, which we never did. One tick below here, we never did. And on this bar, we need to go short if we trade one tick below, and we did on the next bar. So we entered short at 1108 and a quarter, and the trend resumed lower. We covered at 1101. Roughly about a couple hours later, we made 7.25 points. Once again, virtually hardly any risk at all. And lastly, let's look at some Forex examples. Now, for Forex trades, we like to take a little longer term approach. Once again, the versatility of this strategy is that it can cover any market and any time frame. Here's a daily bar chart of the British pound. We have all three Donchian channels headed higher. The British pound begins to sell off, touches the midline, and this activates a setup bar. So now we have all these areas in which we can go long if we trade one pip above. We finally did right here on this bar. We entered at 1.4685. We kind of hovered around for a couple of days, and then it was off to the races. We exited at 1.5067. So basically in a week or two, we made 382 pips with very little risk in the trade. And then on the downside, let's look at a weekly chart, the euro dollar. This is where you can use all of our strategies to capture these large, big moves that you find so frequently in the Forex markets. We once again have all three Donchian channels headed lower. Price rallies, touches the midline, so now we can go short right here if we trade here on the next weekly bar. We never did, so now this is our setup bar. If we trade one pip below there, we can go short, and we did. We entered at 94.89 in the euro dollar, a weekly bar chart, and a couple of months later, we exited when price intersected the lowest Donchian channel at 88.44. Nearly 650 pips with very little risk in a couple of months in the euro dollar. So as you can see, this encompasses all time frames, all directions, really doesn't matter, and it also works on ETFs. So for a lot of you traders there that just like to focus on ETFs, let's look at a chart here of the spiders. This is going back earlier this year. Obviously we had a nice uptrend in place, but many people were caught buying at the top, and then when you had these large sell-offs, they exited with a loss. What we wanted to do was take advantage of purchasing the spiders in these really nice high probability areas to go long. So how could we have done that? Well, first thing we do is we add our structure. That's the 21 period Donchian channel. And as you can see, they're all headed in the same stair-step upward direction. So this means we can only go long, and we'll go long once price sells off and touches the midline at a minimum. Okay, so let's look and see what price did. As you can see, it sold off, and there it activated our setup bars. And these are the places where you would have entered once we traded one tick above the setup bar. And as you can see, once price rallied and went back in the direction of the trend, we would have exited with a nice 3-point, nearly 4-point, and nearly 5-point gains, all within a month or so time period. These were all signals that were generated through our strategy number one, and they were all activated, and they were all announced the night before on our website to our course members. I know a lot of you are saying, well, can this really work for me? Well, ask yourself honestly, do you think strategy number one could have helped your trading this past year, regardless of what market you trade or what time frame or what direction you like to trade? We really do think strategy number one could help you, but I know a lot of you are saying, well, where would I, protect myself? Where could I take advantage of these trades? Well, if you want to learn the rules to our stop placements, we have aggressive stop placement. We also have a little bit more aggressive exit strategy. So if you want to stay in the trade a little bit longer, or see if you can ride it out as much as you can, we offer you all of these things and more at our website, specialisttrading.com. We offer 3 courses: stock trading courses, an E-mini course, and a Forex trading course. You also get proprietary trading strategies, my trading strategies that I use in my own trading, plus many other things, such as detailed personal instruction from myself, more trading strategies that are continually being added on and refined and updated on our site. As I said, we have strategies for our stock trading course, specifically designed more for swing trading. We have strategies for our E-mini trading course, which are more inclined to help and have advantages for the intraday trader. And then lastly, we have strategies for our Forex trading course, which was a little bit longer term. Each week I will provide you with a weekly trade recap video where we go over the week's best trades, and all of our members to all of our courses receive a free book, Secrets of a Stock Exchange Specialist, which I go into roughly 32 years of my experience in trading in the markets. If you have any questions, if you like what you saw here today and you want to learn more about our strategies or sign up to become a member of one of our courses, please do not hesitate to email me at stephenprimo@specialisttrading.com. Lastly, I ask you to take one last look at our disclaimer. Remember, I showed you a lot of performance results today, but we can in no way guarantee that any of those results will be repeated in the future. Thank you so much for joining us today. We wish you a lot of luck with strategy number 1, and we look forward to you becoming a member of specialisttrading.com.